Today we're going to be talking about the best places to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. When you're first getting started, you're going to have a ton of options of where you can do this from. Some of these might be companies you've heard of before, and others you're probably hearing for the first time. By the end of this video, hopefully I've provided you with enough information for you to decide what works best for you, because it will differ based off your individual needs and circumstances. I'm going to break this up into 4 separate categories. The first category is going to be Bitcoin only exchanges. These are kind of like they sound, exchanges that offer only Bitcoin. The second category will be regular cryptocurrency exchanges that offer Bitcoin plus a plethora of other cryptocurrencies. The third category will be exchanges where you can earn interest. And the fourth category is places where you can get exposure to crypto, however you can't withdraw. And you might be thinking, why would I want to do that? Doesn't that kind of defeat the whole purpose of crypto, not being able to withdraw? It might make sense for your specific circumstance, so that's why I think it is still worth discussing. We're going to start with the first category of Bitcoin only companies, and first up is Cash App. I really love Cash App, and I really recommend it to most people because it's already an app that most people have downloaded. They don't have to download some app they've never heard of before, do KYC, hand over their bank information. People feel really suspect about that, even though they do it for banks, they do it for other things. Crypto is just suspect to them. So I think the easiest way to really get people into it is with Cash App. Chances are it's already on their phone. All they have to do is switch over to the Bitcoin tab and buy Bitcoin from there. And so let's talk about buying Bitcoin on Cash App. The interface is super simple to use, and the fees are a little much. However, it is such an easy interface, so I can understand why they do charge as much as they do in fees. And even though they charge higher fees, they don't charge you for withdrawing your crypto. So when you eventually want to move your crypto off from Cash App to your personal wallet, you don't need to pay a withdrawal fee, which is kind of nice because sometimes the Bitcoin fees can be a little bit much, especially if you're only withdrawing a small amount of money. So here we've got 4 different options. I would usually show you the fees on the website. However, Cash App, for whatever reason, doesn't show the breakdown of fees on the website. So I don't know why they do that, but that's why you got me here. So I did a couple of test buys with different amounts just to give you guys an idea of what the fees would be like on Cash App. So I did $10, $100, $1,000, and $10,000. The fees range from about 2.2% all the way down to like 0.8%. So the smaller of a buy you do, so for example, for the $10 buy, you pay about 22 cents in fees, which is about 2.2%. For the $100 buy, you pay about $2.28 in fees, which is like 2.28% in fees. On the $1,000 buy, you pay $17.76 in fees, which is about 1.776%. And then on the $10,000 buy, you pay $77.92, which is about 0.7792% on your fees. So the bigger purchase you make, the smaller fees you incur. Where you're kind of paying a little bit more on the transaction fees, you're saving on the withdrawal fees, especially if you withdraw often from your wallet, which I recommend you do. Another thing I like about Cash Apps that a lot of other apps have as well is the dollar cost averaging feature. If you're just getting into Bitcoin, I think the best way to really get into it is to dollar cost average. Stop thinking about, oh, I wish I bought it at 25,000 and sold it at 40. Just put on a set frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, and a set amount of money, and just set it aside and set it and forget it. It'll probably be the best thing that you do. The next Bitcoin only company that I want to talk about is River. River is kind of more targeted towards a higher net worth clientele. And this is quite evident from the fact that they want their minimum buy order to be $100 versus something like Cash App where you could probably just even buy a few odd cents of Bitcoin if you really wanted to. The fees are a little bit more than Cash App's would be. However, they do provide other unique services around Bitcoin. As opposed to just being able to buy and sell it, they provide you a designated private client advisor, a lot of different educational resources. And once you do dollar cost average with them, which is something that Cash App also provides, but one thing that takes it a step further with the River is once you do dollar cost average with them, you get a discount on the trading fees. So that's also kind of nice. I think after the discount, the fees are pretty much on par with Cash App. However, I think River is for somebody that has a little bit more money, maybe wants more personalized, tailored experience for them. I think River might be the way to go. I think for most people it probably won't be, but if you are some of the few that maybe have a higher net worth, maybe you want more educational resources around Bitcoin. So for example, if we look at River's fees here, we'll see that for a $100 order, you'd be paying about $2.99, which is about 3%, and versus the $2.28 that you'd be paying on Cash App. So you do pay a bit of a premium on fees. You're only paying a premium compared to Cash App if you're buying under $200 worth. Anything above that and you're better off using River for your buys. So this might apply to a lot of you, so it's worth considering. Check out the links down below if you're interested in using River as well. The next Bitcoin only exchange that I want to talk about is Swan. Swan basically made their bread and butter off of dollar cost averaging. They didn't introduce being able to buy Bitcoin on a single order until just recently. So their whole user base is of dollar cost averagers, which I think is really cool. And I think it's awesome to see more and more companies adopt the dollar cost averaging kind of lifestyle in a way. I mean, you take away the stress of trying to time Bitcoin buys, which, if you know anything about Bitcoin, is very difficult to do. So I really like Swan. The more often you buy, the lower your fees are, which is quite nice. Something else unique to Swan that I don't believe I've seen anywhere else is at a certain threshold in your account, you can essentially auto withdraw from your Swan account directly to your personal wallet, which I thought was really cool because at the end of the day, third parties are security holes. And even Swan doesn't want you to keep all your Bitcoin on their exchange. They want you to take it off their exchange and custody it yourself. So I think Swan is a really good choice for especially someone that's maybe like a hardcore Bitcoiner. The next Bitcoin only company that I want to talk about is Strike. Strike is different than the rest of the Bitcoin only companies that I have brought up thus far. However, I also think they are probably one of the best, if not the best, if you are looking to buy crypto. But I do think they're a bit more advanced and not as easy to use as something like a Cash App. So with Strike, the fees are probably the lowest fees you're going to get just about anywhere. On top of that, the next thing is when you buy on Strike, you need a Bitcoin address to be able to send it to. Because at the end of the day, Strike is never holding on to your Bitcoin. They are immediately, when you buy that Bitcoin, they're sending it to that address on your behalf. This is an address you would have on Cash App. So if you were to go to like deposit Bitcoin, you'd get a Bitcoin deposit address and you could send it straight to there. It doesn't really make sense to send it from Strike to a third-party custody exchange. Instead, what you'd really want to do is download like a software wallet or get a hardware wallet and be able to send to that address, an address that you custody, an address that you have the coins to, because not your keys, not your coins, right? Strike is a little bit more advanced for the typical user getting in, but it is definitely something everyone is more than capable of working themselves up to. And at the end of the day, it really is not that hard. You connect your bank account, just make sure you have a Bitcoin deposit address, and you say, I want to buy $50 of Bitcoin, and you buy $50 of Bitcoin, and it gets sent to that address. But it's definitely something you might just want to work your way up to once you get a little bit more comfortable sending and receiving transactions on Bitcoin's blockchain. Quick wrap up, best bet if you're just getting started is to use Cash App. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, and you can get immediate access and exposure to Bitcoin, which is pretty awesome. Eventually, I would say to work your way up to using something like a Strike paired with either a software wallet or a hardware wallet.